Are you tired of getting quickscoped? Are you tired of feeling like there's absolutely nothing you can do against these one-shot kill wonder weapons? Are you wondering exactly why quickscoping is so overpowered? If so, stay tuned for more. What is up, YouTube? It's World Black Ops Pro, and today we're going to talk about the controversial topic of quickscoping. Some people believe it should be in the game, others just think it ruins COD. And before I give you this in-depth analysis of quickscoping and how sniping became so dominant in the Call of Duty franchise, I first want to thank Thunder for taking the time to review this, and if it does get uploaded to TSG, thank you, Thunder, because I really want to clear up some misconceptions about quickscoping and sniper rifles in general, because there's a lot of key things that have happened to them in the past few years which have made quickscoping just so dominant and so overpowered. And perhaps if this video gets enough attention, maybe Vonahar will realize, okay, the snipers need to be tweaked in this way, and the other weapon classes need to be tweaked to compensate the extremely high damage that sniper rifles deal. Now, for the purposes of this commentary, we're only going to be talking about the sniper rifles from COD 4 through BO3. Because, yes, I know that quickscoping has been around since COD 2, but not too many people have played COD 2, and given how old the game is, it's not really that relevant in terms of modern quickscoping. So let's start where it sort of all began, where it started to take the center stage, and that's COD 4. Now in COD 4, you had a few options for sniper rifle to choose. The most popular one was the M40A3. However, the M40A3, although it was bolt action, it was a very weak sniper rifle. In fact, it did 70 damage, right? 70 base damage, and unless you hit the head or the neck region, you would get a 2-hit kill, which is extremely painful for a bolt action sniper rifle where you have to wait a long time between shots. So there was a perk called stopping power, which would increase the one-shot kill area, and that increased it to the chest. However, in games like COD 4 and World at War, there was a key counter to sniping, and that was called Juggernaut. You see, even if you ran stopping power and there was a guy on the other team running Juggernaut and you shot at the guy running Juggernaut, it would shrink your one-shot kill area back down to what it was previously. So you probably aren't going to get a one-shot kill, and you're going to get a bunch of hit markers. And that's what really served to limit the growth of quickscoping in COD 4, was this Juggernaut. Even though sniping was pretty viable and you could ADS pretty fast, it just wasn't that viable because a lot of people were running Juggernaut. It was either Juggernaut or stopping power, and a lot of people chose Juggernaut, and that's kind of kept the quickscoping population down. So you just saw people sniping, but you didn't see people running around with sniper rifles that much. Then came World at War. World at War is pretty much a game designed for long-range hard scoping because the maps are huge, and the sniper rifles are for the most part pretty easy to use. And for the most part, they're also bolt action, so you think quickscoping would be pretty big. But no, again, we have stopping power. Yes, that increases your one-shot kill potential. But we also had Juggernaut, and Juggernaut, once again, it limited the amount of damage that you could do with your sniper rifle. So, given that you're most likely going to get a 2-shot kill, and given that the maps were designed for long-range sniping, a lot of them were like cliffside, huge maps like that, quickscoping really wasn't as prevalent as you might think it was. So a lot of people just took to regular sniping or chose another weapon class altogether like the MP40. Next, we have MW2. Now, MW2 is really got big, and there's a few key reasons for that. Number one, the removal of Juggernaut. So Juggernaut was a big annoyance, a big nuisance for snipers in previous COD games. However, there was no way to increase your health in MW2. So that means that sniper rifles won't have their one-shot area reduced by whatever perk you run. Not only that, but there's also the addition of stopping power. Stopping power, again, functions by increasing the amount of damage dealt by 40%, which means that if your sniper rifle does a base damage of 70, and you run stopping power, that increases your base damage to 98, which is just too short of a one-shot kill. However, you have multipliers, which brings this above 100, so even if you hit them in the stomach and use stopping power, you're going to get a one-hit kill. Now, another big addition to MW2, which really made quickscoping dominant, was Sleight of Hand Pro. Previously in COD games, we had never had this quick draw ability, neither as attachment nor as a perk, but in the form of a pro perk, Sleight of Hand, you could aim down sights faster. And this made it so that your ADS speed was only half of what it previously was. So not only do we have really powerful sniper rifles, which there is no counter to them, that you can't just run Juggernaut to avoid the one-hit kill wonder weapon, but you also have something that can ADS as fast as an SMG. In fact, the quickscoping problem became so bad in MW2 that Vonderhaar had no choice but to listen to the community and completely remove it in Black Ops 1. He did this by adding a few mechanics in and just ultimately tweaking a few things about the game, which really helped balance quickscoping. So here I have some of my permanent match testing. So the main thing Vonderhaar did was made it so that when you first scoped in, your scope would sway up with a fairly unpredictable pattern. So unless you got used to it, your sniper is basically only good for hard scoping because until you were fully scoped in, your accuracy was that of hip fire. So it was basically the same as hip firing unless you're fully scoped in because your bullet would not travel in the straight line like it would if you're scoped in. It wouldn't hit where the reticle hits. Now let's talk about damage because despite people's claims that the sniper rifles were weak in Black Ops 1, the base damage was the same as other COD games before it, at its 70 base damage. So I shoot my little test dummy in the knee, just to make sure that you can't get a one-hit kill from the knee. Now next I go to shoot him in the waist, and you can get a one-hit kill, but that's because that's a bolt-action rifle. Now in Black Ops 1 you can also get one-hit kills to the waist with the PSG-1, which was a high damage, high recoil, semi-automatic sniper rifle. There were also low recoil, low damage sniper rifles in Black Ops 1, such as the Dragunov and the WA-2000. These needed a lot of follow-up shots because oftentimes you got hit markers, but these are the best able to provide a follow-up shot because of their low recoil semi-automatic nature. However, the thing is with this one is that you couldn't get a one-shot kill unless you hit the chest or above, and also the fire cap was pretty limited, so that you couldn't spray in the close quarters like you could with the Barrett 50 cal from other games. In addition, there was no way to increase the damage of your sniper rifles due to the absence of stopping power. And the addition of a silencer made it so that your base damage was dropped to 50, which meant that you couldn't get a one-hit kill unless you hit the head or the neck region, making hit markers the most likely outcome. So the balance was all good in Black Ops 1, but then in MW3, the developers started to mess around with the gun balance. For starters, they gave the sniper rifles 98 base damage. And if you guys don't remember, 98 base damage is what you would get when you throw in stopping power onto an older sniper rifle like from MW2 or COD 4 or World at War. But now the sniper rifles are being given it for free. In addition to that, the little aiming in handicap that Vonderhaar put on was completely removed, and the snipers were brought back to how they were in MW2. And also, there's a perk called Quick Draw, which applied to sniper rifles. Sliding Hand Pro, which let you aim in faster in Black Ops 1, wasn't applicable to sniper rifles. So not only do we have, a sniper rifle with integrated stopping power, but we also have a sniper rifle that can aim in really quickly, and can aim in even more quickly with the Quick Draw perk. So that's why sniping became so overpowered in MW3. As we can see in this clip, you're able to get a one-hit kill to the waist with a sniper rifle. And keep in mind guys, in MW2, to get a one-shot kill to the waist with the Barrett 50 cal, you would have to use stopping power, but in this game, you don't have to use stopping power because stopping power is already built in. And the other sniper rifles in MW3 have similar damage profiles, and you may be wondering, okay, World at War, so some of the Black Ops 1 sniper rifles did that? Well, yes, but they had 70 base damage, the code didn't change, and stopping power wasn't built in. The problem with the 98 base damage is that even if you're slightly damaged, you can get a one-hit kill to the foot, and in Black Ops 1 that just didn't happen unless you were severely damaged. This buff wouldn't be so much of a problem if the other classes weren't nerfed at the same time. The assault rifles, the LMGs, the SMGs, and the pistols even all suffered nerfs in MW3. Whereas the assault rifle class in Black Ops 1 and previous CODs took no more than 4 shots to kill at range, where in MW3, many assault rifles dropped down to a 5-shot kill at ranges that in other CODs would not be considered long range. I would also like to point out that in MW3, the SMGs also caught a pretty big nerf, many of them taking 6 shots to kill when in Black Ops 1, even a low damage, high rate of fire SMG took no more than 5 at long range. Next, let's compare the Black Ops 1 pistols to MW3 pistols. So as you can see there, it takes only a 5-hit kill at range, and that was so overpowered, right guys? Because in MW3 they also decided to nerf the pistols to make them a 6-shot kill at range. Now pistols, SMGs, and assault rifles were the only classes affected. The LMGs also received damage drop-offs because prior to MW3 there were no damage drop-offs, so if an LMG was a 3-hit kill at close range, most likely it would be a 3-hit kill at long range. Only exception was the M60, which did a 2-hit kill at close range and then dropped to a 3. Next comes Black Ops 2, which for the most part Vonderhaar decided to continue on with the shoddy weapon balance and even decided to incorporate some of his own logic to this. So let's see how it goes, shall we? For the pistols, Vonderhaar decides to give the pistols some 2-shot kill potential at close range. However, at range, he decides to keep the 6-shot kill mediocrity we saw from MW3. And it was no different with SMGs. A so-called high-damage god-tier weapon still maintained the 6-shot kill, which is noticeably less powerful than a Black Ops 1 so-called low-damage SMG. Some of the assault rifles also caught some heavy nerfs. Let's look at the AK-47, a comparable assault rifle to one you might find in Black Ops 2, and it takes no more than 4 shots to kill at any range. However, the A94, with a slower rate of fire, takes a miserable 5 shots to kill at range. To add to these weaknesses, the AN-94 can't even get a 2-shot kill headshot at close range, like the assault rifles from other games could. And despite all these massive weapon nerfs, the SMGs, the ARs, even the LMGs, because some LMGs take 5 shots to kill in Black Ops 2, and even the pistols to some degree, the sniper rifles maintain their high 98 damage profile. So basically, if you're facing them with a ray gun, you might as well just wave the right flag, surrender, just give up, because you're not going to win. How are you supposed to defend against the Black Ops 2 sniper rifles, especially when people run around with them in quickscope, like in these clips? Like, when you play free-for-all, like 6 out of the 8 people are just running around sniping. There's really nothing you can do about it, and especially if you're a ray gun user, you put at a huge disadvantage when Von Hart goes out and decides to nerf all these ray guns. So you may be wondering, okay, what could be done to make sure that sniping and gun balance is balanced in Black Ops 3 when that game comes out? So for sniping, for starters, should maybe like Black Ops 1 sniping, because Black Ops 1 sniping, it had the sway as soon as you scoped in, which pretty much killed quick scoping, so that's a good thing. That needs to be implemented. And also the base damage needs to be reduced back to 70 in order to make sure that that weapon class doesn't have an unfair advantage, because let's face it, sniper rifles get integrated stopping power in these newer CODs, and that needs to be taken care of, completely removed, because if stopping power could be removed from the ray gun classes, it needs to be removed from the sniper rifle classes too. Next to the assault rifles need to be 3 to 4 hit kills, no exceptions, except if you have like an ACR gun with no recoil, then that can be a 5 hit kill. But other than that, you need to make the damage differentials smaller so that suppressors are more viable, and so that one gun doesn't rise above the rest. And you might say, oh, the FAMAS was so overpowered in Black Ops 1. Not really, especially when you compare it to the AUG, because the AUG is coded pretty much the same as the FAMAS, and no one looked at the AUG and said that gun was overpowered. Next, you need to make the SMGs 3 to 5 hit kills, or 4 to 5 hit kills if you have a really high rate of fire one, but they can't be 6 hit kills because that's just underpowered. Even the ASM1 for Advanced Warfare is a 6 hit kill. If you guys don't believe me, go test this out in private match or firing range or anywhere where you can get a decent amount of range, and it is a 6 hit kill. Next, the LMGs, they need to be balanced so there's no damage drop off, but I would also like to see a bit of recoil to them, so that you can't just sit in the back of the map with a laser gun, LMG gun with a target finder on it. That's not balanced, so that definitely needs to be looked at. I would also like to see the pistols return to becoming a 3-shot kill, a 3 to 5 shot kill that is, so that they're not underpowered at range, but they're not overpowered up close, so they become balanced like they were in Black Ops 1. Also, before I end the video, I just want to share some of the shotgun testing results. So I tested the Remington from BO2 and the Stakeout from BO1, and I found that they had pretty much the same damage and range. And people were saying, oh, the Remington's so OP in Black Ops 2, which I originally thought that too, but now I think it's the perception that the Remington's overpowered because the maps are so small in Black Ops 2. Literally every map is valuable for a shotgun. However, in Black Ops 1, some of the maps were so wide open and so big that shotguns weren't viable, except on maps like Nuketown. So that made shotguns much more ubiquitous in the Black Ops 2 multiplayer, and just made them seem so much more overpowered when you kept getting one-shotted in red screen guns. So anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the commentary. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. It's been World War Black Ops Pro, and see you guys later.